Feeling locked out during lockdown? One of the biggest problems I'm hearing now is, how do I gain contact to prospects that I'm trying to set up telephone meetings or Zoom meetings with? The problem is you don't have their mobile number necessarily, and you can't call them at their office because they're not there. So how do you gain contact? When you can only get through to an assistant or receptionist, and they're not going to give you the number of somebody that you don't know. So you're stuck, you're locked out. How do you deal with that? Well, I think prevention is better than cure. So I'm going to give you a 5-step strategy that'll enable you to gain contact to high probability prospects that you're targeting and looking to secure a meeting with in order to gain extended conversations, which will hopefully lead to you closing more sales. Now, the first thing that you need to do, look at this from a prevention perspective. Prevention is always better than cure. Wouldn't it be better if you didn't have to make the cold call? And as a result, gaining access to a warm prospect is going to be a lot easier because you have their details. So how do you do that? Well, I would suggest you start with your existing clients. Start with your existing clients. Now, depending on your environment, you will have existing clients who are doing business with you. So the first step is to have a structured approach to cross-selling. You should be looking to ignite interest in additional solutions. Now, assuming you have a structured approach to doing that, categorize your clients and then contact them based on the categories and look to see if you can ignite their interest. Hopefully you will, and that will lead to a successful cross-sell, or in some cases an upsell of an expanded service. Now, here's the biggest mistake that most people make at this point. They get so caught up in the celebration of the cross-sell or the upsell that they forget or miss the glaring opportunity. And the glaring opportunity is to have a collaborative discussion about referrals. Why wouldn't you do that? Your value has been reinforced through the cross-sell that you've already made. So that sets up an opportunity for you to get into a collaborative, value-driven discussion around referral generation. So put the champagne on ice, let the Cristal and Krug chill for a while, and once you've got the cross-sell, immediately get into an extended conversation around referral generations. That's step one, because if you can have a conversation around referrals with your prospect, with your client at that time, there's never going to be a better time for them to give you introductions, or where they will be enthused to give you introductions, because you've just reinforced the value derived from doing business with them. So that's going to invoke the hero factor, and they will want to pass on. They'll be enthused about passing on the value that you've provided to them. So have that conversation now, and immediately you've got 4, 5, 6, 10 in some cases, warm prospects that you can call. So that's step one. Step two is to follow up on those prospects. Now, of course, because you've been introduced to those prospects by your existing client who has a prior relationship with these prospects, they're going to be more predisposed to having a conversation with you. Now, you don't need their number. If you have their place of office, contact their office and leave a message with regards to the person that gave you the introduction. Now, when they see that message, obviously they're going to be curious as to what it's all about. And because it mentions their friend, colleague, associate, they are going to call you back. That's the key. Now you don't need their number. They're actually calling you. So that's step two. Step three is to try and secure a meeting with those people. Try and secure a meeting, a second meeting. They call you, your objective is simply to get a meeting with them, right? Now you've got a meeting. Now you're filling your pipeline with not just prospects, but high probability prospects driven by the value that you've provided to somebody else. So you know that the probability of these prospects turning into clients is a lot higher than it would have been if you were just calling them cold. Okay, step four, let's say, and this is unlikely to happen, but let's say some of those people that you've been introduced to don't give you a meeting. They say they're not up for it. They don't want to have a meeting with you, right? What do you do then that most people don't do? Well, let me tell you what most people do. Most people say, okay, I'll call you at another time. I'll send them some information, which is good stuff. But here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Ask those people for an introduction. Now, some of them will give you an introduction, but some of them won't give you an introduction. Some of them may tell you companies that you should be talking to, but may not give you the name. But either way, it doesn't matter. Some of them, a few of them, will give you some kind of introduction. It might be a tenuous introduction saying you should be talking to companies like ABC, DEF, right? As opposed to you should be talking to Max Jones at ABC. But even the talking to ABC, DEF introduction is powerful, because then you can then call up ABC and DEF and leave a message regarding your conversation with the previous company. Now, when you call them, when they see that message, they'll be curious and they'll call you. And then you can try and turn them into a meeting. And some of them will give you a meeting, but some of them won't. But the ones that don't, ask them for introductions. Can you see what we're doing here? Now we're creating this cumulative effect of just by asking for referrals. And suddenly you're going to be in a position where you have a boatload of potential clients, warm prospects that you can contact, where the probability of them giving you meetings is extremely high. And remember, you don't need their number. You just need to leave a message at their place of office with regards to the person that introduced you or to the company that they work for. And either way, the likelihood is that you'll get a call back. Now, there is a way of saying that, and we don't have the time to go into that now. But give me a call, and I'm sure I'll be able to tell you.